All right, guys, welcome to the very second episode. No. Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Cliff, and welcome to the second episode of Urban Archery NYC. Today's topic is the anatomy of a compound bow. What I'd like to do today is share with you what I've learned so far in regards to what parts make up a compound bow. I'm going to try to keep it as simple as possible, just naming the parts, possibly what they're made of, and what they do. All right? So now the first part I'm going to talk about is the riser. That's this middle part right here. Now the riser is where you'll find the grip or the handle, whatever you want to call it, and it's usually made to be as rigid as possible and is made up like aluminum or carbon fiber. Now you'll also find that a lot of the accessories that you have for your bow are actually attached to the riser. Got it? All right. Now here we have the limbs right up here and right down here. What the limbs do is actually store the energy that's created by you when you pull the bowstring back. All right. Now limbs are usually made of like a fiberglass material, and there are a lot of different types of limbs, but these days the more popular type of limbs are split limbs or parallel limbs. All things that we'll probably talk about a lot later down the line. So now attached to the limbs are the cams here and here. Now cams are these oval shaped discs I just showed you, but cam systems are how these oval shaped discs work together, how the cams work together. Now what cam and cam systems do are basically mechanically control the draw weight of a bow, so that way as you're pulling the bowstring back, it makes it a whole lot easier to hold it. Don't move. Alright, so the next thing we have is the bowstring. The bowstring is actually what sends your arrows flying. Now if you're using a mechanical release, there's going to be a D loop like this one right here, alright, is what you can attach a mechanical release to pull the bowstring back. Alright, so next up are the cables. Alright, the cables actually run from cam to cam. Alright, and you also have the cable guard and the cable slide. Purpose of the cable is basically what helps the cams move as you pull the bowstring back. The cable guard and the cable slide, this little plastic piece right here, are actually what keep the cables out of the way of the arrow as it's flying past. Alright, and now we got the arrow rest. Alright, the arrow rest is exactly as the name implies. It's where the arrow rests while you're waiting to shoot it. There's a whole bunch of different types of rests out there. It all depends on the archer or hunter that wants to use it. Originally with this particular bow, it came with what's called a containment rest. Alright, a containment rest actually encircles the entire arrow and holds it in place before you shoot it. But I switched that out and I actually have a drop away rest, and that's right here. What a drop away rest is a rest that's kind of shaped like a fork, and the arrow rests on that. And then as you fire your arrow, the rest does exactly as it says. It drops away as the arrow flies right past it. Alright, so now let's talk about the peep sight and the sight. Alright, the peep sight is actually this plastic donut shaped piece right here that's installed right in between the strands of the bowstring. Alright, it's what you look through to see the front sight. Now there are many different types of sights out there. Most popular ones are fixed pin sights. There are a bunch of fixed pin sights out there. They run from like 3 to 5 pins. Now what it is, for example, is let's say a 3-pin fixed sight. Alright, I'm tired of these mistakes. I'm not cutting them out. I'm not editing them. You're gonna see it in its entirety. Alright, so for example, you have this 3-pin sight. It's basically like 3 pins, right, that run parallel to each other. And so you can have them set at different yardages. So let's say if you're looking to shoot 20 yards, that top pin will be set for 20 yards. The middle pin can be set for 30, and that bottom pin for 40, all right? All based on whatever you're shooting at. You're looking through the peep sight, and then you're looking for your pin. Now, myself, I shoot a 1-pin sight. What it allows is I have a dial here, and all the dial has is basically hash marks on it that lets me, change it for the different yardages I'm trying to hit. All right. Now, this right here is the string vibration arrestor. Just like all the other accessories on the bow, it's attached to the riser. And basically what it does is it absorbs a lot of the vibration and a lot of the noise that comes with the bowstring being pulled back and fired. Now right here we have the stabilizer. It's also attached to the riser, and there's a lot of options out there, even like rear stabilizers, but the overall goal of the stabilizer is to basically, you know, keep the bow steady, and it also helps reduce noise and vibration as well. Now, with a compound bow, you can actually do it the old-fashioned way and pull a bowstring with your fingers, all right, like you can do with a traditional bow. But most people tend to use what's called a mechanical release. This is a mechanical release that I use. It has a wrist strap, and what it does is I literally take the clip right here, attach it to the D-loop that I mentioned earlier, and it allows me to draw my bow back, and then simply by pulling this trigger here, once I've drawn the bowstring back, release it, all right? Thus sending your arrow flying. There are other kinds of releases out there, especially just as popular as the wrist strap is a handheld release. Now the handheld release, usually instead of using your pointer finger or your trigger finger to fire it, you're using your thumb. So it's kind of like a grip. Picture the reverse of brass knuckles without the brass part on the outside of your knuckles. So you hold it like kind of like that, right? And then there's a thumb trigger, and as you draw it back, you basically put the clip on, you put the clip onto the D-loop, pull it back, and then fire it by pulling the trigger with your thumb. All right? Hey, I hope you guys enjoyed what I shared with you today, you know, bloopers and all right? But like I said before in the first video, I'm just trying to share my journey with you guys, and this is an opportunity for me to reinforce everything that I've learned. So until next time, thank you guys.